Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, we are going to present how we solved our case study, which is the performance lawn equipment. First, we are going to go through the question 1, where we need to count the number of failures in the mower test data. In this question, we use the count if function, and then we include all the data and insert the criteria, whether pass or fail. So in this question, we need to insert fail as the criteria, and then we click enter, and then we will get 54. So from this question, it can be concluded that the number of failures in the mower test data is 54. Okay, next, question 2, we need to compute the gross revenues by using the data in mower unit sales. Since the data for mower unit sales are a bit too complicated, so we combine and conclude it in one table that represent each year for each country. So from the table above shows the number of gross revenues for mower unit sales from January 2015 to December 2019. North America shows the highest number of sales, while China shows the number lowest of sales in mower. To sum up, the highest number of sales is North America with the amount of $79,677,500 for 5 years. Next is followed by Europe with the amount of $11,932,500. Then it followed by South America with the amount of $2,272,750. After that is from Pacific Rim with the amount of $1,240,500. Lastly, the lowest number of mower sales is from China, which is $21,470, since China only managed to enter the market starting from April 2019 onwards. Question 3, we need to compute the gross revenues by using the data in tractor unit sales. From the table above shows the number of gross revenues for tractor unit sales from January 2015 to December 2019. North America shows the highest number of sales, while China shows the lowest number of sales. The highest number North America sales is $234,752,150 for 5 years. Next, from Europe country, which is $137,493,450. Followed by South America, which is $130,164,700. After that, from Pacific Rim, which is $57,988,850. And lastly, the lowest number of tractor sales is from China, which is $10,481,600 for 3 years, because as we can see, China only managed to enter the market from 2017 onwards.
Okay, next, let's move on to overview of performance lawn equipment's overall business performance and market position. The first one is dealer satisfaction. The chart shows the comparisons of dealer ratings by year. The most satisfied dealers rate the sum of 5 with the amount of 325, while the most unsatisfied dealers rate the sum of 0 with the amount of 6. The sum of dealers rating of 0 decreased from 1 in 2015 to 0 in 2016, but increased again from 1 in 2017 to 3 in 2019. That indicates the dealers are unsatisfied. Sum of dealers rating of 5 increased from 17 in 2015 to 56 in 2016, but decreased to 39 in 2017. However, It increased again from 39 in 2017 to 126 in 2019, indicates that the dealers are satisfied. Next, end user satisfaction. The chart shows the comparison of end user satisfaction by year. The most satisfied users rate the sum of 5 with the amount of 783, while the most unsatisfied users rate the sum of 0 with the amount of 14. This can be seen where the sum of end user satisfaction of 0 decreased from 5 in 2015 to 0 in 2019, indicates that the users are unsatisfied. End user satisfactions of 5 increased from 156 in 2015 to 159 in 2016, but decreased to 145 in 2019, indicates that the users are satisfied. The third one is complaints. The chart shows the sum of complaints by region from 2015 to 2019. North America shows the largest number of complaints, and the number of complaints increases gradually. Same goes for South America and Europe. The number of complaints is gradually increasing for 5 years. For Pacific Rim, the number of complaints increasing from 2015 to 2018 and slightly decreasing for 2019, which is from 151 complaints to 130 complaints. China began appearing to the market in 2017, and the number are gradually increasing each year and has the lowest number of complaints among all. Next, the chart shows the sum of mower unit sales by region from 2005 to 2019. Almost 80% of mower sales are accounted for by North American market each year, and total unit sales for 5 years is $452,540. Europe makes up the second largest in the market, which is $68,940, followed by South America and Pacific Rim, which are $16,940 and $10,350 respectively. China only entered the market on the second quarter of 2019, which explains why the number is the lowest and only $113. Lastly, the chart shows the sum of deliveries and number on time. From the chart, it shows that only 97 to 98% of deliveries were delivered on time each year consistently from 2005 to 2018. However, in 2019, it shows a slight improvement, which is 99 of the deliveries were delivered on time.
These are the descriptive statistical summary for 2004 customer survey. As you can see from the number of samples, all of them are equal to 200. And the standard deviation, mean, mode, and median are all listed respectively based on the survey data in the table. When the coefficient of skewness results a negative, it indicates a left-skewed distribution. And for this data, it shows that they are all left-skewed distributed. As for the kurtosis, if it is larger than 3, it means that the data is more concentrated around the mean. This also means greater risk of occasional extreme outcomes. However, if the kurtosis is less than 3, it means that the dataset has lighter tails than a normal distribution, which also means less in the tails. Based on the data, the kurtosis for quality and ease of use are larger than 3. Meanwhile, the kurtosis for price and service data are less than 3. Last but not least, the minimum and maximum data for all is 1 and 5. Hence, the data range is 4.
Question 5. ANOVA. ANOVA is used to when comparing more than two groups. Additional, we want to find whether variation exists or not in the group. Question 5A. How to do ANOVA? First thing first is go to the data given in the Excel and click Data Analysis, and then choose Single Factor and choose all of the column based on question and click OK. So After clicking the OK button, this will appear in Excel and this is the answer. This is the interpretation from the answer. F value is larger than F street, so hence we reject the null hypothesis. P value is smaller than level of confidence, which is 0.05, so hence we reject the null hypothesis. As a conclusion, there is a significant difference in ratings of specific product services attributes in the 2014 customer survey data. Moving on to the next question. The next question is using the same tools. Click data analysis, choose single factor, and choose everything in the data column and click OK. This will appear in the Excel. So the interpretation will be, firstly, the F is bigger than F3. So hence we reject the null hypothesis. P value is smaller than the confidence level, so hence we reject the null hypothesis. As a conclusion, the data have significantly changed the mean in the past years.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning everyone. So today on this question, which is question 6, they try to identify the characteristic of individuals that lead to greater retention. So this is the data that I have conducted. So you can see from the highlighted ones are the important details that I will explain to you later. So the R squared, the significant F, the coefficient for years in the education, college GPA and age, the p-value and the confidence interval. So let's see at the next slide. So in this case, we applied multiple regression analysis and the results are as followed. So R squared, for R squared, is 0.15, which is approximately 50% of the variable explained by years of education, college GPA, and age. And then we conduct, and then the explanation for multiple linear regression. The data is years PLE negative 2.737, years education negative 0.067, and college GPA positive 0.68, and age 0.29. So the explanation is, if there is a year increase in education, there is average of 0.067 decrease in retention, corresponding to 1 point increase in college GPA. There is an average 0.68 increase on retention. And the last one, if there is a year increase in age, there is an average of 0.29 increase on retention. Okay, now let's see at the next one, which is the F test. So the explanation is, as you can see, H0 means null hypothesis and H1 means alternate hypothesis. So the significant F based on the data that I have highlighted before is 0.1146, which is higher than the level of significance 0.05. So we fail to reject the null hypothesis. We fail to reject this. So there is no linear relationship between dependent variable and any of the independent variables. Okay, the next one, we also conduct t-test. So years of education p-value of coefficient test is 0.851, which is higher than the level of significance 0.05. So years of education has no effect on the retention. And the next one, college GPA p-value of coefficient test is 0.569, which is also higher than the level of significance, which is 0.05. So college GPA has no effect on the retention. HP value of coefficient test is 0.038, which is lower than the level of significance 0.05. As a result, age has a significant effect on the retention. And the last one, we also conduct confidence interval. And this is the explanation. Firstly, the confidence of interval of years of education include 0. Thus, we can conclude that the coefficient has no significance on retention. Next, the confidence interval of college GPA includes 0. Thus, we can conclude that the coefficient has no significance on retention. And the last one, the confidence interval of age does not include 0. Thus, we can conclude that the coefficients are statistically significant on retention. So this is all the explanation based on the data that I have highlighted. That's all from me. Thank you.